Alright guys, as promised, video number 2 for today, since I forgot to put one up yesterday. This one's going to be on tomorrow isn't promised. Tomorrow not being promised to any of us. So sometimes we take our daily activities for granted. We'll plan for tomorrow, which we all should, but what if you don't wake up? What if something happens to you that just leaves you kind of stranded, maybe hopeless? Um, That's the point I'm trying to get across in today's video. Sometimes we need to live as if today may be the last day that we're going to be here. Because it's those people who end up doing the most with their lives is when you know your days are numbered, which everybody's are from the moment they're born. It seems like once you get the realization in your old age, people tend to take it more seriously. But how many, youth, kids are dying at early ages? How many people have accidents on a daily basis or die of something or get into some, horrific something? And I'm trying to keep this video light, but I mean, that's a reality of it. And the majority of us don't live as if today would be, the last day we're here. We never take steps towards our dreams. We never even find people to help support our dreams or much less believe in ourselves. And we live and we take the days for granted as if we're going to see our family tomorrow and we're going to do the same things we did. We're going to be able to go to work. What's to say that you can't get out of bed for some unknown reason? And, and sometimes it takes hitting close to home for people to realize that. And I was very fortunate to learn that throughout deployment that, you need to, that during deployment they make you work every day, pretty much every day. Sometimes you'll have like a gap of a couple hours in between working and obviously to sleep and shower and all that good stuff, do PT between actual working. But majority of the time while I was there was 7 days a week work, and I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Like I thought it was a joke. Like maybe we'd have some alternating schedule, but then why would you take a day off while you're in a in a combat zone area? I mean, it makes no sense. You take a day off, does the enemy? So I'm having that same kind of realization now where I'm, my work has asked me to step up and I have been, delivering. Sorry if you guys hear that traffic in the background, but I have been delivering, but it has put a crunch on my schedule as far as time and resources because now I'm have to pretty much I work the days that I'm not at school, and I'm at school the days that I'm not at work. And then in between in the downtime, I'm doing homework and trying to spend time with my family. It's a very delicate balance for me, but I try to do the most I can every single day to take advantage of the day and not let any day slip by as if, I'm not appreciative of that day. And I think a majority of us do take the day for granted, and we do take, people for granted. And you should you should never do that. You should never become complacent. You should always be striving to move forward. If you've met, you're happy where you're at. Like, fortunately for my wife, she's found, she went to school, got an education, got a job that she's passionate about, and there's honestly that happens a lot less than people think it does, and she doesn't understand what I'm fighting for sometimes, that this is a dream of mine. She doesn't understand because she fell into that um, dream, if you would call it that, to do what she wanted to do, go to school for what she wanted to go to school for, and she's been in the profession almost 10 years now. So when people aren't syncing up the same, like I've always been one to like change the things that I go after because I know if something's not for me, I'm not going to waste my time doing it. But not everybody's like that. But I will give it my effort, and if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out, and I move on to something else. But now's the one of the first times in my life that I'm having the realization that I like serving people. Majority of the jobs that I've done in the past have incorporated some type of helping atmosphere to people, and now I'm trying to use my experience to help guide and mentor people because I have a passion for doing it, and it resonates with people from the small little mentoring that I've done up to this point in my life. and some of the bigger stuff that I've done. I didn't think I could have that impact on people, much less, you know, have a huge impact. But I have to believe in myself at a certain point to try and put my best foot forward and keep things progressing in order to make a realization, a dream that I have of mine, like I said, being in front of this podium, um, on a huge type of setting is just a dream I have. And to talk to people about my experiences because it comes naturally to me. And I want people to learn from my experience. Not that any of mine were so horrific or so damning that they damaged me, but just to learn from them, or maybe to engage in some conversation. If you can take away one piece of advice from talking to me after I've talked to somebody, then to me my job is done. And that's all that I look to, and to get people in action is another thing, because like I said, to tie it back for tomorrow not being promised, you have to always be in action. If you're stagnant, you're like a you're like a flower with no water or bad soil. You'll end up dying. It's, the flowers who, are in the right sunlight and have take advantage of the, nature's things that end up thriving, and eventually everything dies. Nothing really lives forever. So if you know those things, then why be stagnant? Why not chase your dreams? And I think I've said this before, but there was a great mentor who I listened to, and he said something along the lines of, let me try to get it right, but that you could be happy, you could be happy doing what you want, or be unhappy doing what other people want you to do, or what you're not happy doing. So why not take a chance and try to do what you would be happy doing? Regardless of the pay, regardless of anything, what's more important? Happiness or money? Eventually you have to decide. And, for me, I've had a couple points in my life where money wasn't the biggest issue going on in my life, like for a majority of people. Um, so I didn't have to stress about it so much, but I realized at that point that it wasn't the center of what I made it out to be. It wasn't this global platform that everybody tries to conquer. It's something simple, and it doesn't provide this overwhelming happiness whenever you have it. It was just like, okay, now what can I do to keep it? Was my mindset. What can I do to what's the best thing I can do with it in order to maximize my potential? And that's just my train of thought. That's the way I start thinking at that point in time. But I did realize that it wasn't any happier. It didn't make a huge difference in my life. Not really whatsoever. I was able to have a little more freedom to do things, but you'd be surprised. I didn't really take more vacations. I didn't really, buy more extravagant stuff. I didn't really do much other than figure out ways to best utilize it. It wasn't, ridiculous, and it could benefit me the most. So those are the things I want to leave you with today for the second vlog for today, since I didn't post one yesterday, like I said. But know that tomorrow isn't promised. Don't take today for granted. Live up to your complete expectations each and every day, unless there's something that happens, Like I said, I was beating myself up over it, but something did happen yesterday to a dear friend of mine, and it's very unfortunate. But again, I don't like to come up with excuses. It's just not like me. I kind of I could have stayed up later, maybe you've done it. I was exhausted. I'm exhausted now, but if I don't stay on the ball with these videos, I feel like what I need to get out there won't get out there, and it won't be in a timely manner. So that'll be it for today's video. I'm very glad to have been able to post two today, and I definitely look forward to talking to you guys. More and more ideas are coming into my head now about what to talk to people about. I was afraid I was gonna maybe run out of material, but you'd be surprised once things start going good for you. It's almost like a cascade effect where they consistently go good for you. Like, I can't tell you that things have progressively been getting better with my channel and progressively getting better at work. And as soon as my mood shifts into like a depressed or not happy mood. Like I was just checking my subscribers. I had 15 yesterday, and I'm down to 14, today. And I attribute a lot of that to my mood and the way you feel on a daily basis it has a direct impact with pretty much the entire world. So know that and try to use it to your advantage. You attract the things that you think about. Your feelings, whether you're conscientious of them or not, are going to attract certain, you know, things into your life that could either be really great or not so great, depending on how you feel and what you take advantage of. So that'll be it for today. Again, thank you guys for watching, liking, comment, subscribing. I'm still going to have a goal of 20 for the end of this month. I think it might be a little much. It's double my original goal, but I don't. Good things keep happening for me, and I don't see why I can't obtain it. To me, it's not something that's going to be terribly hard to achieve, and then it only is going to go up from there. So I look forward to it. Look forward to tomorrow's talk too, and we'll see if I can get it out a little bit earlier to you guys. As you can see, it's probably getting a little bit darker behind me. But thanks again for watching, guys, and I look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow.